Hello, Wyoming Republican patriot. Cynthia Lummis here. First of all, I want to thank you for everything you're doing for our party and especially for our country. I want to thank the Wyoming Republican Party for allowing me to record this video and get it out to all of you. It's been an amazing few months in Washington, D.C., and the Senate, since President Trump was inaugurated, has been working tirelessly to implement his agenda. There are a lot of amazing things happening, so I want to talk to you about a few of those. But first, I want to remind you where we were last July. Under Joe Biden's leadership, we had a wide-open southern border with thousands of illegal aliens crossing every day during his 4-year tenure. We had runaway inflation that hurt working families across Wyoming and drove up prices on everything from groceries to fuel to housing. The Biden administration shamelessly weaponized the government, relentlessly targeting conservatives, especially President Trump, debanking Melania Trump and many, many Republicans. On the policy front, the Biden administration squandered billions of dollars on Green New Deal scams. This was money that was sent to their political allies that really had nothing to do with energy policy. It enriched those buddies while destroying the hard-won energy security that we had earned during the first Trump administration. President Biden's assault on oil, coal, natural gas, critical minerals, uranium, and any energy source that his administration didn't view as green was nothing short of an attack on Wyoming and on the families and workers that power America. To top it all off, it's become clear that there was a widespread cover-up to conceal Joe Biden's mental and physical decline, which was apparent to all of us. The Biden administration and their allies in the liberal media deceived the American people about President Biden's fitness to serve, and there are still a lot of questions that need to be answered about who is actually making decisions in the White House. However, with President Trump's election in November, the people of Wyoming and America made it clear that we want change. We saw President Trump's extraordinary courage. In fact, he literally took a bullet for this country. And we know that he represents a return to what made this country great. In the first few months of his presidency, President Trump has already secured the southern border and is dismantling the sanctuary city network that is harboring illegal aliens. He signed the Laken-Riley Act, which I was proud to support in the U.S. Senate. He removed the Biden administration's unconstitutional moratorium on coal mine, a ridiculous policy. He signed pro-energy executive orders that help Wyoming and will unleash American energy. We have more energy than any country in the world. We need to be sending it abroad and using it here at home. And he started cutting waste, fraud, and abuse from our federal budget, finding people who were on Social Security at 130 years old and finding all of the dead people who were still receiving checks from Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and it's just the beginning. He's also bringing manufacturing back to America. He ended ridiculous DEI initiatives. He ended the Biden-era electric vehicle mandate. He's reversing the war on digital assets. He established a White House faith office to safeguard American religious liberties. And he ended the Biden administration's burdensome rules targeting Wyoming small businesses with ridiculous red tape. So last week, of course, he signed the One Big Beautiful Bill. I voted for it. It was the vehicle to provide permanent tax cuts for Wyoming families. It ends the Biden administration's wasteful green energy scams. It uncuffs our energy industry. Great policy for energy. It provides funding to complete the border wall, the number one priority in Wyoming. And it equips our Border Patrol and ICE agents with the resources they need to secure our nation. Wyoming people wanted these policies, and President Trump delivered, as did the U.S. Senate and U.S. House. I was also pleased that legislation was included to remove Depression-era $200 tax on suppressors, as well as short-barrel rifles and shotguns. That's also in the great big beautiful bill. We still have work to do to roll back the left's anti-Second Amendment agenda, but this was a good start. I could continue listing wins in this bill for an hour. But personally, I'm just so excited to be working with this administration on a range of important issues from coal and energy to Western lands policy to digital assets to ensure that taxes don't go up on the people of Wyoming. As chair of the Senate Western Caucus, it is such an honor to work with Doug Burgum at Interior, Lee Zeldin at EPA, and others in the Trump administration to ensure that we're properly utilizing our resources and removing unnecessary government red tape. I've been proud to support President Trump's cabinet nominees and look forward to working with them and soon welcoming RFK Jr., Lee Zeldin, and Sean Duffy to Wyoming. They're all three anxious to come visit us. Never forget that the left wants to control what car you drive, what meat you eat, what kind of stove and dishwasher you can use, even what kind of utensils you can use. They want to dictate a radical gender policy that undermines women and women's sports. They want to let criminals from all over the world into our country. They want to raise your taxes. And ultimately, they want to control our lives. We cannot let them gain power again. I truly believe that our country was on the brink during the Biden presidency. And I'm so honored to be here in Washington, working for Wyoming and working with President Trump, Vice President Vance, Senator Barrasso, who's doing a great job for us in the U.S. Senate, and of course, Representative Hageman, who's representing us so proudly in the U.S. House. We are ushering in a golden era in American history. So thank you for all you're doing for our country. I look so forward to seeing you around Wyoming. God bless you all. God bless Wyoming and our great United States of America.